Magnetic Island, named by James Cook when mapping the east coast of Australia in 1770, lies just off the coast near Townsville in far north Queensland. The island's size is about 52 square kilometres. Our walk starts from the Forts Junction and it heads up to the old World War II forts. From there, the walk descends to sea level with a flat section along to Horseshoe Bay, and then another steep section up and down to Horseshoe Bay. The first step is to catch the bus that will drop us off at the Forts Junction, where our walk commences. Quite a few people get off the bus and walk up to the forts. The National Park is simply beautiful and the authorities want it to stay that way. It's only a kilometre or so up to the fort site, but with some nice views on the way. And if you keep an eye out, you can see lots of wildlife, even if they are asleep. The hilltop here was a major defence centre, much of which was staffed by women. I guess all the wooden buildings were taken away after the war. Just getting a road up here was real hard work back in those days, but we continue up the steps to the top. Many steps. The ammunition store was obviously a much more solid construction. The rangefinder centre obviously had to have great views. There were 2 gun emplacements, and these were pretty impressive. And the command centre was even higher up. The signal centre had an audio display and also showed some relics from the Second World War. course, isn't this island just stunning? Leaving the forts, we headed downhill back to sea level. Thankfully, there was a resting place halfway down, and down at the bottom we turned left and headed for Radical Bay. Like all the beaches on the island, this beach was superb and quiet. There was even some nice trees that you could shade under. As we started up, we began to realize why the beach was so quiet. It was quite a hard climb. Eventually we arrived at some flatter ground and Julia arrived at the beautiful Horseshoe Bay. When we were here 40 years ago, there were no yachts and only a few people, one of whom was hiring some off the beach catamarans. But it's a bit busier these days. Time for some lunch and wait for a bus to take us back.